Ryan here, buyer specialist and realtor with the Broker Kurt team at San Diego Real Estate Investments. I want to talk to you briefly today about 5 steps that renters can take to prepare to buy a home. Whether it's your first home, if you had one before, whatever the reason is, here's 5 really great steps. If you're wanting to transition to buying a home and to starting to accumulate wealth and to really help yourself out in that regard, here are 5 pretty simple steps that you have to take, things that we want to make sure that we understand. All right, so thing number 1, the full cost of the home. All right, so we have what's called the PITI, right? So that's the principal, the interest, the taxes, and the insurance. All right, that's your PITI. All right, so the principal, that's the actual mortgage. The interest is what you're paying to buy the money, right? So the principal and the interest, that's that's what your monthly mortgage payment is, right? That's going to be the number. The taxes, roughly 1.03% here in San Diego, and the homeowner's insurance is anywhere from about $700 to about $1,200 a month. All right, so that's what we're looking at with the PITI. All right, the monthly payment that you're going to make, that is the principal and the interest. Okay, now other things that we have to take into consideration: an HOA. Right, so if it's a condo, chances are you're getting an HOA. A lot of the houses out here have HOAs also, all right? So that can range anywhere from, I think I've seen it like $20, and I've seen them up to a couple $1,000s a month, all right? So that has to be accounted for when you're determining how much house can I buy? What can I get into here, right? Because that's question number 1. The second question, which is more important, is what's a comfortable monthly payment for me, all right? And the last one is the Melrose. This is a lovely tax by the state of California for basically building public facilities. Some of them are tax deductible, some of them are not, all right? So the true cost of buying a home. Second thing that we need to take a look at, the tax benefits, all right? So the mortgage interest that you're paying and the property taxes, that's tax deductible, all right? So keep that in mind. Now, let's do an example here real quick. So you can see down here on the bottom, we got a $300,000 loan, 30 years, 4% fixed interest rate, all right? So with that, if we look at the tax benefits, we know the mortgage interest and the property tax is deductible. So let's say we put 20% down on to purchase the house, right? So that's approximately $60,000, okay? From here, if we look at the PITI, that's roughly $1,545 a month. If you look at it after the tax deductions, it's actually $1,215 a month, right? That is a big difference for a lot of people that are looking to buy a home, looking to transition from renting to owning. All right, so now, thing number 3, the math, renting versus buying, all right? A lot of people will say, hey, my rent is X number of dollars and I need to compare that to the PITI. That's not apples to apples, right? You have taxes, property taxes, and you have homeowner's insurance that you have to have. There's no way around that, all right? You don't have to pay the property tax unless it's already been lumped into the rent, and you don't have to have renter's insurance. All right, if you're going to have a mortgage, you got to have the insurance. All right, so when we look at this, the rent is not equal to the PITI. Your rent, you want to compare that to what the cost is after you've looked at the taxes. Right, that's the true value. That's the true cost of operating and running the home. All right, so for example, up here, what we said with 20% down, the PITI is $1,545 a month. After taxes, it's $1,215. Right, so you're not going to compare this to paying $1,500 a month in rent. You're going to compare it to paying $1,200 a month in rent. All right, so there's number 3. Thing number 4, you want to make sure you get the correct mortgage for you. All right, so there's a lot of people that you can't put down 20%. All right, especially if you're up here in Carmel Valley. 20% of $989.5, which is the median purchase price up here, that's pretty steep for a lot of people. All right, but what about the mortgages that are 3% down, right? That's very affordable. That's a very doable thing, right? So if we are under 20%, right? So 20% down or having 20% equity in the home, we're looking at having to also have PMI, right? So we've done a previous video about that. You can check that out. It's roughly 0.85% of the purchase price. In this case, using that same example of the $300,000 mortgage, we're looking at about $9,000 as the down payment, right? The PITI, about $1,995 a month. After we pull out the taxes, we're down to $1,614, right? So that's the math you got to do, right? Now keep in mind, I'm a realtor. I don't do loans. I have some outstanding calculators. I have some outstanding relationships with some of the best mortgage officers in San Diego County, if not throughout the entire state. All right, so I would put you in touch with them. That's the conversation you want to have with those gentlemen. All right, now the last thing, number 5, credit score. Right, we want to start preparing that. We want to get that thing up as high as we can go. The higher the score, in general, the better the interest rate that you're going to get. Right, so right about 621, that's going to be about the minimum, or else you're going to have to really start paying more money to be able to buy the money to purchase a home. All right, so start working on that. There are definitely resources that we can provide to you, or I can put you in touch with one of those loan officers who can put you in front of a person who specializes in removing some of the stuff that's on a credit report and getting your credit jacked up so you can buy. All right, so there's the 5 steps, ladies and gentlemen. If you're thinking about, hey, you know, it's time to start investing in myself, I want to start accumulating wealth for my family, these are 5 steps that are relatively simple that we need to understand and we can start working on. So if anybody has any questions throughout this, feel free to type them in. You can get in touch with me. Obviously, you got the Facebook, you got email and all that, which will be available in the information section for the Facebook page. So, all right, everybody. Hope everybody has a great rest of the day. Take care.